Now let's get to hear from Mr. Osita to give us his perspective on the experience of issues relating to illegal migration. Mr. Osita, are you there now?
Yes, good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the news this afternoon.
Yes.
All right, so go right
Thank
ahead.
you so much.
All right, go right ahead now and give us your experience on the issue surrounding illegal immigration. Let's start from there.
Well, though the global migration, what they call it, perspective has changed in terms of migration, the regular migration, no more illegal migration. So the perception has changed that no women is delayed. But I have to say that my experience has, especially in Nigeria and Africa as such, that a lot of employed groups and people to the society or employed youths or having Nigerian youths want to migrate for financial job. Like myself, who is now migration in Nigeria on the ground. Migrant from my university. And over 15 years ago that I ventured into that journey, people are still doing that now, and it's increasing. You know, Nigerians are throwing out every day in thousands, in hundreds, looking for how to leave the country, to seek for greener pastures in Europe, in Canada, in US, anywhere, as long as it's outside the four walls of this country. So that is the experience so far. And on our own side, we work now presently to provide support for those who return and ensure that they are properly reintegrated, they are sustainably reintegrated, so that they will not be kind of remigrating again back to where they are going.
Yeah,
so one of the reasons why they might migrate is when they still come back and they are not catered for, they tend to go back.
All right, you actually preempted my next question, because I was about asking you that, looking at the fact that Nigerians have now been prone to traveling illegally to other nations. Can you hear me, Mr. Osita? Hello, Mr. Osita.
Yes, can you come again, please?
All right, I said in your response, you preempted my next question, which was looking at the fact that Nigerians are now prone towards traveling illegally to other nations. What exactly can be done to really discourage them from this act? That's my next question.
Yes, from our own perception in terms of ensuring that Nigerians do not fall prey or, move in this dangerous manner. First of all, I feel that we need to scale up awareness in terms of being consistent in raising awareness at all levels, in the society. And also, we need to also ensure that government step up in their game to ensure that citizens have an enabling environment. Because one of the things that is attracting Nigerians out of the country is enabling environment. And a lot of things they hear about Europe, a lot of things they hear about the Western world, and even a lot of things they see, even in the social media and go. And the issue of rights of people, respect for human beings and all these things. So these are the things that are attracting them. So if the government can step up their game to ensure that Nigerians have a enabling environment, and also we scale up our activities in terms of raising awareness on the dangers of this irregular migration, and also on how to travel right in case people want to travel. Because actually I don't discourage people from going to Europe, but we only discourage people from going to Europe in the wrong manner. So if we can also come up with strategies of ensuring irregular right migration and people having access to jobs overseas, and what it entails for them to have jobs overseas, I think all these measures will help to mitigate the issue of irregular migration in Nigeria.
Indeed. As we wrap up this conversation, I would like to ask you, how much do you think that this act of leaving the country to other nations is affecting our economy?
Yes, it's very large. The economy, because somehow we are losing a lot of human capital, we are losing a lot of brains, a lot of customers of people who are moving, and it has a way of around assistance. And also the issue of people, losing lives, doing a lot of things. Critical area like this in the economy is a number of people to start, and most of them being adopted. And some of them are supposed to be returning back because they're not already chance. People who have traveled to Europe, the majority of these people do not have access to remitting money back to Nigeria, which Nigeria is also losing. And also the issue of human resources, Nigeria is also losing. So there is need for Nigeria to have a kind of control measure to ensure that this issue of regular migration is reduced and controlled, so that the regular migration can be more to enable gains, economic gains back to Nigeria. But if not, we will continue to lose, and a lot of youths will continue to leave this country, and that will affect seriously our economy.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Osita Osemene, for being on the news this afternoon and sharing your thought with us. We hope you do this next time when we call upon you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Bye.
We'll take a breather now, and then when we come back, the news continues. Please stay with us.
With over 200 million people, Africa's largest economy has a story to tell. It's the story of an economy that has to
Thank you for staying with us. The Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, and the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, David Reedy, have attributed the slow part of development in the country's tertiary education system to a lack of collaboration dynamism in the sector. The duo, in a stakeholders conference organized by the Fulbright Alumni Association of Nigeria at the University of Lagos, Lagos State, said there is a need to improve the educational sector in the country. iBrandTV has details.
The conference, aimed at improving the quality of higher education to some stakeholders, is apt, especially at the nation's tertiary institutions are just returning from the 7-month-old industrial action by ASU. Commenting on the critical nature of the conference, the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, said it is time for stakeholders in the education sector to develop curricula that will enable departments and institutions to collaborate and find lasting solutions to the problems of the country. On the spot, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, David Green, represented by the Public Affairs Counselor, Adnan Siddiqui, said Nigeria must find a way to create a system in the education sector that will help young people provide solutions to problems as each generation comes with its own peculiarity in learning.
Charge to all of us today is that as we talk and discuss, that you break down the silos. Because if we're going to teach collaboration, we must see it starting with the faculty. How is medicine collaborating with law? How is law collaborating with engineering? How are we merging courses so that they are really speaking to problems? So that we get away from those silos of, this is my area.
Every generation adopts new technological innovations. They come with people. When you have people-to-people exchange, they will bring the technology with them. Because you can't just have technology introduced in a country or in a community without people who understand how it works, and who can teach others how to use that technology and how to benefit from it.
President Fulbright Alumni Association of Nigeria, Professor Adele Gakida, Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Architect Sonny Ekonor, represented by Architect Ine Eriwo, and the conference chairperson, Professor Mobelola Olusakin, gave comments on the impact of the association in development of the country and funds disbursed so far by TED Fund across the tertiary institutions.
Education in Nigeria will never remain the same, even after this conference that we are doing, workshop, because I know that everyone here present will go back to their base and try and implement the things that we are going to listen to.
TED Fund came on board 1999, although the tax came much earlier, 92. We all know the situation in our tertiary institutions. They were actually very, very deplorable.
For this conference, what we are trying to say here is that let us come up with a policy that will help us in taking our education further.
Exchange. Some of us were able to rise to that ladder of being vice chancellors, and they have, but some of them have already completed their tenure and gone some are current VCs. They have and are contributing to uplifting the Nigerian universities.
The 18th annual conference of the Fulbright Alumni Association of Nigeria is with the theme Improving the Quality of Education, Stakeholders Engagement. I, Boji Horia, report.